next, you read all about it.
Nearly a century before the Tour de France, to the inventions and origins of the bicycle and the detachable tire. A German baron named Karl von Drais made the first major development when he created a steerable, two-wheeled contraption in 1817. Beginning in the 1860s, several different French inventors, including Pierre Lamont, Pierre Micot, and Ernest Micot, developed prototypes with pedals attached to the front wheel. These were the first machines to be called bicycles, but they were also known as bone shakers for their rough ride. Even though they weren't the first, the French made cycling what it is today with their adaptations to the two-wheeled pedal models in the late 1800s. But this alone did not solidify their place as the cycling capital of the world. The French-born Michelin Tire company also helped catapult the sport and the revenues to new heights. Michelin was incorporated on May 28, 1889. In 1891, Michelin took out its first patent for a removable pneumatic tire, which was used by Charles Termont to win the world's first long-distance cycle race, the 1891 Paris-Brest-Paris. The second place winner, Jael Laval, passed the finishing post 7 hours and 40 minutes later. The detachable bike tire skyrocketed in popularity, and so did the company. So let's get back to how and why the Tour de France originally started. The roots of the Tour de France trace back to the emergence of two rival sports newspapers in the country. Le Vélo, the first and largest daily sports newspaper in France, sold about 80,000 copies per day. Its rival, L'Auto, which was set up by journalists and business people including Comte Jules-Albert de Dion, Adolphe Clément, and Édouard Michelin in 1899. Le Vélo always achieved good circulation boosts from cycle races it sponsored, including the second edition of the 1,200-kilometer Paris-Brest-Paris in 1901, as well as the yearly Bordeaux-Paris and Paris-Roubaix. The up-and-coming Lotto wanted the top spot. It was founded from the intense animosity generated from the Dreyfus affair. By 1903, in a bid to stem falling circulation, Lotto launched the initial Tour de France, and the success of the race boosted its circulation to the detriment of Le Vélo. Le Vélo was easily recognized by the green-tinted newsprint on which it was published, so Lotto was distinguished by a yellow tint, and thus the yellow jersey worn by the leader of the Tour de France. In 1904, Le Vélo ceased its activities. So who was behind the second-place daily newspaper that ultimately put Le Vélo out of business? Remember, Edouard Michelin was a part of the incorporation of Lotto, the newspaper company, in 1899. Think about it. Who stands to gain the most if the Tour de France is a success and they ultimately own the top newspaper in France? The Michelin Tire company, who gets to sell its products in the most popular newspaper. Lotto eventually transformed into L'Equipe in 1944. Which is important to note because L'Equipe is the newspaper to break the blood doping story of Lance Armstrong in 2005 for his 1999 Tour de France win. I do believe in a sport where cheating is rampant and commonplace, the French didn't take too kindly to an American winning their grand event 7 times in a row and not doing it clean, even if their riders weren't clean themselves. The Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, the Tour of Flanders, and many legendary races were dreamt up a century ago as publicity stunts to sell newspapers. There's always been an element of the media circus within the sport.